Good morning to all of you. So today we have to be learn of the topic common source amplifier with source resistor. In the last lecture, we have learned the common source amplifier without source resistor, and we have seen the detailed analysis of that circuitry. We have find out the voltage gain, input resistance, and output resistance. Now, similar kind of analysis has been performed for the given circuit. So, what is the benefit of addition of the source resistor in the common source amplifier circuitry? So, it would be actually stabilize the Q point against the variation in the transistor parameters. So, on what factor the Q points actually depends? It depends on the transistor parameters. Which kind of transistor parameter? So, if you have to be see the transistor parameter in terms of conduction parameter, capital Kn, that we have already defined. And conduction parameter actually varied from device to device. Means if you have a transistor N channel MOSFET 2N7000 that is made up from the one of the company, same transistor it would be made from the other company. So both the conduction parameter values would be varied. So this kind of the variation would be responsible finally in terms of Q point variation. If you would be add the source resistor in the common source circuit, so it would be minimize the variation of the Q point, but in the sagrification of the voltage gain, means your voltage gain would be also decreased. Now we have to be see the AC analysis or small signal equivalent circuit of the common source circuit with source resistor. So if you would be see here, what is the change? If you would be compare this small signal equivalent circuit with respect to the previous small signal equivalent circuit, there is a little bit change here. First of all, we have to be come to know how to draw this circuitry. So as the previous method, we have to be use here also. First of all, you have to be draw the small signal equivalent circuit of the MOSFET. So for this, you have to be draw the three terminal first: gate, drain, and the source. Here, one thing you have to be remember that our source is not directly connected to the ground. That's why there is some space has been be kept between the source and this ground signal. This is your ground signal. Now, first of all, draw the different parameters of the MOSFET. As we know that the input impedance of the MOSFET is infinite. That's why there is isolation between the gate and source terminal. And the potential difference between these two terminals is VGS. Positive terminal would be always in the gate and negative towards the source side, because source is at the lower potential than the gate. Similarly, there is no direct or physical connection between the gate and drain terminal. It would be also separated with some distance. Now, we know that in the MOSFET, generally N channel MOSFET, a drain current ID would be flow from source to drain. Okay, so here also the one ID would be flow. Here actually it is you can show as AC drain current, or maybe a combination of AC or DC. So in this way, here the notation is small ID, capital A. This current would be flow from drain to source side, and as per the correlation with the transconductance term, it is represented as GMVGS. And the arrow direction of this arrow would be indicate the flow of current from which terminal to which terminal? So here it is from drain to source. So this is up to, if you have to see, up to this point we have drawn the small signal equivalent circuit of the MOSFET only. Here we have ignored the effect of the finite output resistance, that is small r naught. Here we have assumed that it is infinite for the simplicity of the calculation. Now, to draw the small signal equivalent circuit of this common source amplifier, we have to be consider the amplifier components. What are the amplifier components here? First of all, if you have to be seen in the circuit diagram that is shown in this particular slide, in the circuit diagram, first of all, in the input side, there is R1 and R2, both are in the parallel condition and connected to each other through this gate network, gate terminal, and there is a one coupling capacitor in between the voltage signal generator, means that is a function generator or signal generator you can use, that would be generate the AC voltage signal, and this coupling capacitor would be act as a short circuit for this input AC signal. So this would be excluded from the small signal equivalent circuit of the common source amplifier. So in the small signal equivalent circuit, only this voltage AC voltage generator and the R1 R2 would be appeared. Now we know that as per the procedure of drawing the small signal equivalent circuit, we have to be omit the all DC sources, or maybe you have to be connect these DC sources to the ground, so its effect would be already automatically nullified. So here it would be becomes VDD would be become 0 because it is represented by a ground signal. So this R1 resistor would be now, one end of this R1 is connected to the gate terminal and another end is connected to the ground. So you can consider R1 and R2 are parallel to each other, and it would be represented by the Ri. So Ri is what? Ri is R1 parallel R2. Okay, and Ri having one terminal is connected to gate, another is connected to ground. Same has been shown here. So if you would see in the small signal equivalent circuit, so this is nothing but Ri. Okay, this is Ri. That is connected between this gate terminal and the second one is connected to the ground terminal. Similarly, the other component in the circuitry in the input side is the VI, AC voltage signal generator. That is, one end is connected to the gate terminal, positive end, and negative end is connected to the ground terminal. In this way, we have completed the drawing of the small signal equivalent circuit, including the MOSFET and the input network of the circuitry. Now we have to come to the output network of the circuitry. So what is in the output side? If you have to be see, in the output side, there is a resistor RD, drain resistance, and you can also consider RS because it is common to input and output. So there are two resistance actually in the output side. Okay. Now, as we know that VDD is connected to ground, so it would be again act as a 0 volt. So one end of the RD is connected to the drain terminal and another end is connected to directly ground. You can see in this representation of a small signal equivalent circuit, one end is connected to the drain, another end is connected to the ground, that is RD. Similarly, for the source resistor, one end is connected to the source, another end is connected to the ground. Okay, so this is complete small signal equivalent circuit of the common source amplifier with RS, and output voltage is always connected, calculated at the drain terminal between drain and ground. Okay, this is the now everyone would be copy this circuitry on your notebook so that you would be come to know the small signal equivalent circuit of the common source amplifier with source resistor. Okay, now the small signal output voltage we have to be calculated from this circuit diagram. The small signal output voltage, before going to calculate the voltage gain, we have to be know the equation of the output voltage. So the equation of the output voltage is V0 is equal to ID. The output resistance is RD. The current flowing through the RD. As per the Ohm's law, voltage is equal to current into resistor. So here the V0 is minus Gm VGS RD. Okay. So this is negative. Why? If you have to be seen the circuit diagram, so you would be come to the no idea. The direction of flow of current is like this, anti-clockwise. So this current would be in opposite the polarity of the RD. That's why there is a negative sign has been taken. This is your ID, opposite to the polarity of the resistor. So that it will be negative sign has been taken. Now to find out the input voltage, we have to be apply the KVL loop is here. So when you apply the KVL loop in the small signal equivalent circuit, your VI would be become VGS plus voltage drop across the RS. So it would be VI is equal to VGS plus ID means GM VGS into RS. The voltage drop across the RS is there. So it is a combination of VGS plus voltage drop across RS. So it is greater than the VGS. It is very much clear from the equation 2. So what is the value of VGS here? VGS is equal to VI upon 1 plus GM RS. So actual voltage appeared on the gate terminal would be less than the input voltage generated by the AC voltage source by the factor of 1 plus GM RS. So this is again the correlation that we have. I have told you, by including the RS, here your input voltage is decreased. So obviously your output voltage value would be less and your voltage gain would be decreased. See in the further equation, the idea would be more clear. So substitute the value of VGS into the output voltage equation. We find the small signal voltage gain. AB is equal to V0 upon VI. That is equal to, you have to just put up the value of the V0 minus GM VGS RD upon VI is equal to what? VGS into 1 plus GM RS. So VGS would be cancel out, and finally would be get this value minus GM RD upon 1 plus GM RS. This is the actual value of the voltage. If you want to calculate the approximate value of the voltage gain, so you have to be assume some assumptions. So here we have assumed that the GM is very much large. If GM is very much large, so you have to be seen the equation number 4. This GM RS, this GM RS is very much larger than 1. If it is very much larger than 1, so you have to be neglect the effect of 1 here. So it would be become minus GM RD upon GM RS. So GM would be cancel out. Only the minus RD upon RS would be remain. So you can also approximate your voltage gain by this formula, minus RD upon RS. You can see here the voltage gain is now solely depend upon the ratio of two resistors present in the output network. One is a drain resistor, another is a source resistor. So this is also a valid formula, but approximation, not exact value of the voltage gain. Exact value of the voltage gain would be calculated by means of equation number 4. So from equation number 4, it is also observe that the voltage gain of the amplifier without RS case is larger than the voltage gain with connecting the RS, and it would be larger as the factor of 1 upon 1 plus GMRS. Now you have to be solve one of the numerical based on the similar concept. The first numerical I have taken for the circuitry of the common source amplifier without RS. So solve this. So what is the problem is here? There the problem is determine the small signal voltage gain, input resistance and output resistances for the common source amplifier. This is the circuit has been shown here. Here the parameters are VDD is given, that is VDD is given as a 3.3 volt. Then RD is given as 10K. RD is given as 10K. Please solve it. This is very important numerical. Then R1 is 140K, R2 is 60K. Here RSI is not shown, but it is in series with the input voltage source, that is RSI. It is 4K, it is very small value. Then the transistor parameters are the threshold voltage is 0.4 volt, Kn is 0.5 milliampere per volt square, and lambda, the channel and modulation factor, is equal to 0.02 volt per volt. Just note it down the problem and solve it. I have given to the 2 minutes for this. Okay, no answer is coming, so I would be give you the steps how to solve it. Then the further numericals, what would I would be give you as an assignment, you have to be solved by your own. So see how to solve this. What is the first step? First of all, you have to be determine the DC parameters. So what are the DC parameters? You have to find out the VGSQ here, DC value of the get to source voltage. So first you have to be calculate this VGSQ, and after that you have to be find out the IDQ. Once you have find out the IDQ, you would automatically get the VDSQ as well from the KVL equation. And once you have determined the DC parameters, you would be come to know that your transistor is working in saturation or non-saturation. This would be give you the confirmation that the transistor is acting as an amplifier or not. Once you would be get this confirmation, you would be easily calculate the other unknown parameters like voltage gain, input resistance, or output resistance. So start the calculation. Here the VG and VGSQ is same because there is no source resistance. So if you have to be see here, as per the potential division rule, this CC would be act as a open circuit for DC cases. It would be act as an open circuit for DC conditions. So you can say this would be now disconnected. This part is now disconnected. This part is disconnected from the rest of the circuit for DC analysis only. And now here you can, according to the potential division rule, VG is equal to R2 upon R1 plus R2 and the supply voltage VDD. So from this relationship you can find out the get to source voltage VGSQ, R2 upon R1 into VDD, 60 upon 140 plus 60, 3.3. So you would be get finally a value of 0.99 volt VGSQ. Once you have got the VGSQ, you can easily calculate the ID. Because we are solving it for an amplifier, always you have to assume your transistor is biased in saturation region. And as your transistor is biased in saturation region, means the formula for the drain current is Kn, ID is equal to Kn VGSQ minus VTN whole square. So the formula is here. Now you have to be put up the value of Kn is given 0.5 milliampere per volt square. VGS already we have find out, and VTN is mentioned given in the question. You would be get the value of 0.174 milliampere. After finding out the IDQ, apply the KVL on the output loop. You would be easily got the value of VDSQ, that is VDD minus IDRD. Here you can see VDSQ. So 3.3 minus the given value of ID and RD, you would be get the VDSQ is 1.56 volt. Now you have to be verified, because you have first assumed that your transistor is working in the saturation. You have to just verify that is it correct or not, our assumption is correct or not. You can see for the verification, VDS sat, it should be VDS Q should be greater than VDS sat, that is VGS Q minus VTN. So here 1.56 is greater than the 0.99 minus 0.4. Obviously transistor is biased in the saturation, means our assumption is correct. It is in the saturation region, means it is acting as an amplifier. Now we can easily calculate the AC parameters like voltage gain, input resistance and output resistance. So we have to be now find out the small signal voltage gain. So what is the formula for this? First of all, we know that for the voltage gain formula there is a requirement of the transconductance parameter GM. So we have to first find out the GM, because it is not given in the question. So what is the formula of GM? We have defined 2 or 3 formula for the GM. One of them is GM is equal to 2 into root under Kn into IDQ. So all the parameters are available, 0.5, 0.174, would be get the value of the GM is 0.59 milliampere per volt. Now it is helpful to finding out the voltage gain. So what is the voltage gain? Is a small signal. Okay, before going to the voltage gain, we have to first find out the output resistance, because it is also involved in the formula. So we have not know the finite value of the finite output resistance. First of all, we have to calculate this. So what is the formula of finite output resistance? If you remember, this is small r naught is equal to 1 upon lambda IDQ, and lambda is given in the question. IDQ already we have calculated, so it would become 287 kilo ohm. So it is larger than the RD. Once you have got this, you have to be put up in the formula of voltage gain. See the input resistance again of the amplifier, what? So it is R1. As we know that the input impedance of the transistor is infinite, but when we are talking about the common source amplifier circuit, so input impedance of the common source amplifier circuit is depend upon the parallel combination of R1 and R2. So what is the value of this input resistance? Ri is equal to 140 parallel with the 60K, that is 42K. Here we have not considered the RSI, because it is very small as compared to this, so it would be negligible. Now, but RSI would be make an impact on the voltage gain. So in the formula of voltage gain, we have to be consider the effect of RSI. So here we have to be define the small signal voltage gain. This the formula is minus GM R naught parallel RD, and as the RSI is not 0, if so we have to be consider the effect of this on the formula. So if you have to be see here, Ri upon Ri plus RSI. Why it is? Because it is coming from the input voltage VGS, AC VGS, that is equivalent to Ri upon Ri plus Rs into Vi. Okay, that's why we have to be required to consider here. So now here, if you have to be see, put up all the values, you would be get finally the gain as minus 5.21. So gain is always negative in the case of common source. In the common source amplifier, your output voltage signal is always 180 degree out of phase as compared to the input signal. That's why it is a negative sign always. Okay, and the gain is coming greater than the 5. So this is the final value of your voltage gain, exact value of voltage gain. If in this case RSI is 0, then your gain would be also increased because the appeared input voltage to the gate terminal would be increased. Okay. Now we have to be calculate again input and output resistance separately. What is the input resistance is Ri is equal to R1 plus R2 or parallel R2. So the value would be 42K. Similarly, the output resistance Rd parallel R0, that is 9.666. Now this is the completed all the unknown parameters that was asked in the question. This kind of the question would be asked for the 6 marks in the examination. And this new pattern, it is included in the INSEM, so it is having the 6 marks. Now we have to be little bit discuss on this problem. So if you have to be we have to discuss the loading effect. So a small signal input gate to source voltage is what? If you have to be see in this circuitry or in this problem, that is VGS, that is actual input voltage appear to the gate terminal or input terminal of the transistor. This VGS is equal to what? Ri upon Ri plus RSI into Vi. Vi is the voltage produced by the signal generator. So it would be actually 0.913 times of the Vi. This is less than the Vi. Because of this RSI, what happens? Your input voltage appearing to the gate terminal is less than the input voltage generated by your signal generator. So input voltage VGS is 91.3% of the Vi. It would be nearly decreased up to the 10%. If RSI is not 0, your amplifier input voltage VGS is approximately 91% of the signal voltage. That is actually called the loading effect. Even though the input resistance of the gate of the transistor is nearly infinite, the bias resistance are greatly influence the amplifier input resistance and the loading effect. So because of this, your input voltage is decreased by the 10%. And if your input voltage is decreased by the 10%, means this effect would be applied on the output voltage also. And because of this loading effect, what happens? Overall voltage gain would be decreased. If we are able to eliminate the loading effect or minimize the loading effect, then we can increase the voltage gain also. So one of the method to eliminate this loading effect is use the current source biasing method. Instead of voltage source, we have to use the current source biasing. Okay. So this is for today's lecture. Now time is very less. In the next lecture, we have to discuss this topic, frequency response of the amplifier. So thank you all of you.